This is my 1998 Dyno Comp. I've done a little bit of custom work with this bike, but for the most part, it's pretty much stock. The wheels themselves are not factory, but it would have came with 48 spoke alloy wheels, so they're comparable to what would have came factory on it. The sprocket is actually the factory dyno sprocket that's been refinished to emulate the wheel covers. It was powder coated black. A pattern was drawn out on the sprocket. The holes were drilled and tapped, and matching hardware was applied. Since there's 11 rivet looking pieces of hardware on the wheel, just as many were put on the sprocket as well. These wheel covers are actually classic Schwinn exerciser wheel covers. I've parted out a couple of Schwinn exercisers before, and they're one of those things that I just never really seemed to put to use when I had parted them out. So I really wanted to incorporate them on a kind of a classic looking freestyle build, and so when I got this frame set group, it was just the right combination. Like I say, it is mostly factory, frame, fork, bar, stem, post, seat, crank assembly. Other than the sprocket was refinished, it is actually the complete factory crank assembly. So really I added brake calipers, brake levers, the wheels, some grips. Yeah, on these freestyle applications, they have the cable running through the stem and the POTS mod bolt like this is. They go to a loop that's welded to the fork right here. That loop had broken off and was missing when I had gotten this setup here, so I'm running this clamp here that would have came as a top tube clamp on like a GT Interceptor or a Robinson SST, like all those early 90s racing bikes with a side pole caliper would have used those clamps on the top tube to run the cable. Pretty darn good paint. I didn't really see any dents. There is one little ding right here that's an indent in the metal. If I had to take a wild guess, it's such a tight spot in there. If I had to take a wild guess, I would say it's possible that maybe there was a kickstand mounted on there at one time. I can't confirm that though, because it didn't have one when I got it. Pretty clean dropouts. The comps have a 6mm thick dropout on the frame, and the air actually has a thinner one, and that's the difference between the two frames. They're both the same frame style, they both have only a chromoly down tube, but the comp has thicker dropouts than the air, and the comp comes with spoked wheels, and the air came with mags for this year. You'll also notice I had installed a return spring here to help assist in the cable movement, and this rear cable assembly is working very well. I use this little lube kit for the cables and stuff, and it's pretty slick. In addition to the spring, right inside there you see there's a little grommet. That's from a classic Varsity for the cable hanger on the top tube of the Varsity. That just helps keep the spring centered, keep it from jiggling around, and keep the movement of the spring a little bit more contained and more directed. It's a full-length post. That thing's it's virtually all the way down. I think it can go down just a little bit more, but it's like 15 inches long. Clear grips with the Primo stickers underneath there. I added them because they match the paint really well. It doesn't actually have any Primo parts on there. Maybe that'll encourage somebody to redo a Primo prank in the GT Power Series style. That would really be the icing on the cake for this one. Pretty cool build though. I really like it. Got some other ones coming together though I'm real excited about. So thanks for having a look.